Hello students, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing great. So on my channel, I had posted a few videos on important questions on other law subjects like Constitution of India, jurisprudence, legal methods, and few other subjects. So a lot of students found those videos so helpful that one student even came to me saying that he had studied only the questions that I mentioned for Constitution 1, and in his question paper, he got all the common questions, like everything was asked from that sheet, whatever I had mentioned. So, definitely, important questions are something which help you, especially to prepare at the last moment if you have not studied all the subjects or everything properly. So, in today's video, I'm going to share with you some of the most common questions from administrative law subject. Now, whenever I share important questions, I also make it a point to mention that it's always better that you study everything if time permits. But yes, if you have limited time and you have started preparing at the last moment, definitely important questions are something which helps you. And also, if you are willing to get ready-made notes for all these questions, then notes are also available with me to know more details about the same regarding notes, recorded classes, live classes, regarding assignment writing, regarding your term paper, dissertation writing, and everything. You can always drop a message to my WhatsApp number for more details. But for now, let's begin with the most important questions from the second unit of administrative law. Now let's look at unit 2, administrative law, all the important questions that we have. First of all, we have explain how the Parliament of India exercises control over delegated legislation. Delegated legislation is very common. You can expect a question somewhat around that topic. Okay, so delegated legislation, make sure that you are studying this topic properly. Second question we have is discuss with the help of decided cases judicial control over delegated legislation. This is also directly or indirectly around that same topic, delegated legislation. As I told you, it's a very important topic that you need to study. Third question we have delegation of legislative powers may be assailed when it is ultra vires the constitution. Discuss with the help of decided cases. Again, with relation to delegated. So mostly you would see these are related to delegated legislation only. Whatever questions you see from unit 2. Fourthly, we have discussed the forms of legislative control over delegated legislation. What is delegated legislation? Explain the reasons for growth of delegated legislation. Examine the constitutionality of delegated legislation in India with the help of decided cases. Discuss the scope of Parent Act's control over delegated legislation with the help of decided cases. Define delegated legislation and explain the reasons for emergence of delegated legislation in India. In my notes, I have clearly explained the reasons for growth of delegated legislation as well. And all these questions are answered properly in my notes. Along with that, there are other questions and there are in a notes format also, all the topics are covered from your syllabus. So if you are looking for something ready-made, you can always consider those notes. To know more details about it, you can always drop a WhatsApp message in the number given in description box below or at the starting also. So my number is mentioned everywhere. You can just drop a message there. It is 8486246493. You can drop a WhatsApp message. Next question we have is define delegated legislation and state the reasons for its growth. Explain judicial control over delegated legislation. Critically examine the constitutionality of delegated legislation in India with reference to decided cases. So these are the long questions from Unit 2. We have total of 11 long questions. Now let's move to the short notes. And over here, we also have problem-based questions. So problem-based questions are also given a lot of preference in KSLU recently. You need to answer two problem-based questions mandatorily out of three options given. You need to answer two. So these are also very important, and my notes also contain problem-based questions as well. So these are all answered over there. So for short notes, we have the municipal corporation of a district passed 10 orders for closing of all business establishments by 7 p.m. every day within its limits. A challenges these orders, decide. So you need to take a decision whether that order is valid or it is arbitrary. Secondly, we have the rules framed under the Parent Act were required to be published in the official gazette as well as in Kannada newspaper having wide circulation. The rules were issued in official gazette but were not published as per the Parent Act. Decide the validity of those rules. So there is this typo. I will just correct it. What is conditional legislation? Then we have a problem-based question again. State X established special courts under statute for the purpose of speedy trial. Some cases were transferred to the special courts from regular criminal courts. Yash, whose case has been so transferred, challenged its legality. So he challenged transfer of his case, whether that is legal or illegal. Will he succeed or not? You need to decide the matter. Then we have another problem-based question. The Parent Act empowered the municipality to impose sales tax at the rate of 25 rupees per bottle of foreign liquor. But the municipality failed to exercise the power. The state government imposed the tax itself for the municipality. The action of the government was challenged, decide. Then we have few more questions. The Kerala Education Code provided the teachers working in the educational institutions would superannuated on attaining 60 years of age. Thereafter, Kerala Education Act and rules were enacted prescribing 58 years of age for superannuation. The petitioner appointed under Kerala Education Code was retired at the age of 58 years by the management and hence challenged the action. You need to take a decision. Write a note on removal of difficulty clause. Write a note on administrative directions. Distinguish between conditional legislation and delegated legislation. So you need to differentiate between these two concepts. Then we again have few problem-based questions. Petitioners were license holders for trade in liquor. The government, in the exercise of its powers conferred by the statute, instructed various municipal bodies in the state to impose the tax at the rate of 5 rupees per bottle. But the local bodies failed to take any action. The government itself issues a notification imposing the tax. The statute provided that the tax collected is to be utilized for the purpose of this act. The imposition of the tax was challenged on the ground of excessive delegation. Decide its validity. Then we have another one. The central government delegated power to the Department of Atomic Energy to decide all issues in connection with setting up of nuclear plant. When this delegation was challenged, the central government contended that as it was a highly technical issue, the delegation was justified. You need to take a decision. The central government elated power to the state government to take loans from the Asian Development Bank for developing infrastructure. The state government delegated this power to the city and municipal corporation of the state. The city corporation borrowed money from the Asian Development Bank and imposed the self-assessment scheme of collecting house tax within the corporation limits. A group of citizens challenged the delegation of power from the state government to the city corporation. You need to take a decision. So these were the questions for short notes. We mostly have problem-based questions over here. Now, as I already mentioned, problem-based questions are very, very important for your examination. So you need to like give importance to them, and you need to start practicing how to write these answers, because you mandatorily need to answer two problem based questions in your examination. So this was all about our unit number 2. We have here 11 or 12 short notes, including problem-based questions, and we also have 11 long answers added as important questions. Now, even though certain things are mentioned in short notes, while you are studying it, always prepare it for the highest mark that is there. Like if it is 16 marks question that you get, maximum marks is 16. Whatever topic you are preparing, right? Prepare it for 16 marks, because even though earlier these questions were asked as a short note, it could happen that this year these questions are asked as a long answer. So always prepare it for that highest mark or that for maximum mark that is applicable for your question paper pattern. So that was all for the important questions from administrative law subject. I hope you found this video helpful, and I really hope that you will study these questions even more properly than the remaining other topics. And this is going to serve you in your exam. This is going to help you in your exam. So with that, all the best for your exams. Until we meet next time. Bye.